Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Broken Sword 3. We're doing some platforming with George. Again, maybe not so much more platforming actually. I think I may be done with this area for a while at least.
Out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of a familiar shape. Harry had made it after all.
So we've got to figure out how to get this bird's nest here on fire.
It was a statue carved from stone. The back had been hollowed out. Inside were the remnants of a fire.
So, like, if I could just use the magnifier right now.
The wood smoldered a little, but wouldn't catch fire.
That's what I'm trying to do. Is I've got to figure out how to get that bird's nest down. And by getting the bird's nest down, so if I could just pick up one of those rocks, that would be what I needed. And then get this dragon to awaken.
It was full of charred wood. I didn't want to move it.
Unless maybe I'm supposed to use some of the paper products I have.
Not this time.
Just burn my notepad immediately.
There wasn't a reason to try that.
And see, you're stuck in this area. So it will just go to a cutscene. And poor Nicole has been arrested. And there's all of these rocks. All of these rocks. We finished her part of the story for a while. And I assume when we get back to Nicole, she'll be released from the police station after being held for well, I mean, if she's under investigation for murder, I think they probably would hold her forever until the trial. So something's gotta happen that would cause her to be freed. I'm not sure exactly what that would be. Open beer bottle.
I wasn't gonna do that.
Alright. There's something I'm missing. Maybe it's the bed. What if I pull this? What if I pick up the lever?
The rod from the hole in the wall.
It may be that I just need the rod. And then use the metal rod with it.
That wasn't the right approach. There was nothing inside it that was any use to me.
And then over here. We've got this bed.
Now wasn't the time for a nap.
And I don't think there would be anything else with the bed.
That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
And then we've got a shape we can try.
Well, that wasn't very realistic. That wasn't the right approach. No way was I doing that.
So that doorway, I think, will just open later.
Poor guy. There was nothing more I could do.
And I don't believe there's anything more if I would go to... If I'd go further back. Let's try this.
That did the trick.
Alright, so... Pretty logical. Use a metal rod to knock down a bird's nest. Use the bird's nest to start a fire to scare away the superstitious henchmen. To escape this area that we will probably return to. Seems like we're going to return to both areas at least once throughout the game, and that's how the original Broken Sword games were before they were remastered. Is they were very non-linear, just kind of a open world. You can go and do whatever you want. A amazing amount. I would highly recommend everybody look up a comparison between the remaster and the original versions of Broken Sword 1 and 2, because an amazing amount of options and comedy are
The bird nest
cut.
was as dry as tinder. I'd already checked for spiders.
It's just cut short,
was my
as if
feeling.
you're playing the abridged version of the game in the remasters instead of being given all the options. And then the remasters don't even run that well by modern PC standards. Yeah, I don't know really how you could remaster this game.
Monsieur,
You'd have to redo all the graphics,
it is come.
really. And you'd probably need a new engine.
Oof. Ah. Ouch. Oh. Oh.
George, quickly, over here!
Back over Cesaro. There.
Imbeciles! It's a trick! Get back here now!
Run!
Kill them!
Ah!
Apparently I'm supposed to maybe jump over the back end. So we have to do it again. It's kind of amazing looking at a retrospective that
Evil! It is
that
come!
this level of graphics was acceptable. But even more, this level of graphics was actually exciting and new when this game came out. Now, in retrospective, compared to modern graphics, you look at this and you go, this wouldn't be acceptable for even an independent game. It's not retro, so you can't call your game like an 18-bit or a 16-bit or an 8-bit game. Nobody calls them 18-bits because that isn't a thing.
It's a trick! Get back here now!
But yeah,
Come on, Harry. We gotta get out of here. Go, go, go! As the lunatic Aussie saved my life, I was certain of one thing. I wasn't going back to the office in Idaho. I'd had my fill of patents. Nope. I was going to England to find the mysterious Bruno.
so these two stories don't even intertwine. Neither of the people even want to
Glastonbury, England.
go
Home to more
meet
legends
with
of
each other.
baloney than you could wave a wand at. Joseph of Arimathea was supposed to have traveled here from the Holy Land, and he didn't do it to buy an overpriced crystal. Somewhere in amongst all this New Age hokum was a guy called Bruno, and I was going to find him.
So he's on the street too. Scale is a little off here. Like, why would you have barriers this high on the street? It's a lot of barriers. Like, why would you have barrier here? I think they've probably put them in a good outfit though that helps cheat their low polygon count by having him in a shirt.
Hello? Anybody home?
And like looking at doors are just gonna say the same thing
place
over and
looked
over
empty.
again. And so if there's nowhere that we can really enter, and hey, interesting.
Oh, hey, I'm back here.
Wait a minute, I just walked down one area and ended up in another area. So it looped. Interesting. So we're just on the street, and what's funny here is when you compare this to what they did in Sam and Max, or what Telltale did.
I wasn't leaving until I'd finished what I'd come here to do.
It's much bigger, and both sides of the street.
I finished what I'd come here to do.
The Yeoman's Arms. And I think this came out before Sam and Max. I'm talking about Sam and Max Save the
buskers,
World
circulars,
that
pockets.
Telltale made.
I thought I'd leave them alone.
I will say probably Sam and Max Save the World's graphics are better though. So they may have been very close to each other. Although I don't think so. I bet this game came out 3 or 4 years before then. I'd have to look it up. Oh, is this going to be a classic point-and-click adventure game where I get my fortune told? It's going to tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do in this area.
Oh, sure. Like my accent was local.
You come for the truth?
And another no-brainer.
Interesting.
Probably me can illuminate your darkness.
Sure. Put a light
Interesting.
on. It is kind of gloomy in here.
Get up here. I bet we find out that she's wearing all of this just as show, and she's a local.
How long have you lived in Glastonbury?
Long time. The tour generate wave of positive energy.
And tourist revenue. A girl can't live on good vibrations alone, huh?
I bet also she's putting on a fake accent.
What do you make of that guy pacing up and down the street?
His aura glow, red with anger.
Kinda matches his nose then.
Him a lost something dear from himself, and him can't do nothing to prevent it.
Well, we all have to let go sometime. Recognize this postcard?
Mm-hmm. It is the tour. These are for sale in the Cosmic Ferry.
Yeah? Thanks. I'll check it out.
And so not much information gathered from her right now, but I bet I'm coming back to Zazy's kiosk later on. The space between one door and the next is large.
I guess that being the middle of the morning, most people were at work.
And nothing down that alleyway.
Anybody home?
Yeah, there's a pretty massive amount of doors and buildings just as fluff. For a second there, I thought it was loading a cutscene.
These were the kind of books that sat and glowered at you. Casting the Runes, The Real Elt-Down Shards, Karnaki the Ghost Finder. Even the air felt cold near them. I didn't want any of the books. Not my idea of a holiday read.
Alright.
Inside the case was a star-shaped gizmo. The little card by it said Elder Sign. Guaranteed proof against elder gods and outer entities. Could have used that a few years ago.
Referencing the previous games. camera changed a little abruptly there. That's always an issue. Like, that star probably... Wow, the camera just changed when I was just standing there. That's odd.
Miss Granger's perfect potions.
Maybe I bumped the
Love
controller a little bit.
Money potions, potions to make you taller. There was something in the small print. Granger Publications cannot take responsibility for side effects or failures in primary potion effects. Yes, even witches fear the wrath of the litigation lawyer. I didn't want the chart.
We can walk over here into a private area.
On the wall was a chart telling me everything I ever wanted to know about pentacles. It could have been a lot shorter and done the same job. I didn't want to take the chart.
And then let's look at this other thing.
The display was covered in creepy little booklets. The Rosicrucians in reality TV. The Aleister Crowley cookbook. Conversational Enochian. And behind each title, a sad writer on a royalty deal. I didn't want any of the creepy little booklets.
Interesting.
Hey! Customers are not allowed upstairs.
Right.
Let's look here.
Enchanted Avalon. Lays of a Mystical Age. Well, this looked like big fun.
Ah, you found my little oeuvre.
I guess for an oeuvre, it is quite small.
What do you mean? It's a book of poetry. It could be any size.
Nice cover.
Thank you. My choice, actually. I self-publish. The big publishers just don't understand spirituality.
What's the deal with the coins?
Joseph of Arimathea bringing the Holy Grail here. Arthur and Guinevere being buried here. And, of course, St. Michael defeating the dragon on the tour. Each silver coin commemorates an event in Glastonbury's history.
History? Sounded more like folklore to me. Silver, you say?
Well, the silver-plated. I have a dear friend who does them for me.
So there's coins in the back of the book, so I bet I need the silver coins for something later.
For there was lightning in my blood, my dark Morgana, my own Morgana. Oh, there was lightning in my blood. Red lightning lightened through my blood, my dark Morgana.
What do you think?
Pretty good.
Yes, I was rather pleased with it myself.
So he does poetry.
The stand contained postcards, pictures of local beauty spots, the usual stuff. Then suddenly, there it was. A stack of cards just like the one I'd found in the Congo. I was on the right trail.
So a guy comes into a store, buys a postcard. He pays in cash. Does this salesman have any information for me about that guy? No. Say he pays in check. Well, then you know his bank account info and his name, and maybe if the check had his address on it for some reason or phone number on it for some reason, that would be helpful. But unlikely. Not hugely likely.
Postcards.
So I'm going to question this guy, and
The guy
he's
looked
going to
like the world's
more than likely
upturnedest hippie.
have nothing to say. Nothing that he could say.
Hi, my name's George
But this
Stobbart.
being a video
Welcome
game,
to
he
the
probably
Cosmic
will know
Fair.
something.
I am Tristram Hillage, the proprietor. May I help you?
I hope so.
Let's see. What do you know about the Glastonbury tour?
I guess Glastonbury's a pretty mystical place.
Almost too mystical to bear. Joseph of Arimathea journeyed here.
Yeah?
The tale of King Arthur, Guinevere and Excalibur finishes here.
Wow.
And the tour, that big hill, is the gateway to Avalon, the land of fairy. We also get crop circles, UFO sightings.
Is that everything?
Well, then there's the ghosts, hellhounds, spectral lights.
Okay, it's mystical already.
Now he's saying Joseph of Arimathea to say it's a knight named Joseph from Arimathea, not Joseph of Nazareth, the father of Christ, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. So that's probably a pretty easy thing to miss or get confused.
Have you ever seen the guy on this card before?
No, I haven't.
Well, that didn't help. Tell me about yourself.
How's business?
Rather good, actually.
Seems quiet.
You just missed the rush.
What kind of people shop in a place like this anyway?
People with open minds. Do you keep your mind open to new possibilities?
Oh, constantly. Some of the things I'd seen, I'd be a fool not to.
Yeah, that's a great argument. It's kind of the weirdness about the Indiana Jones series in general is that Indiana Jones, every new movie, he's kind of a little less open-minded. Particularly I'd say the third movie in particular, he's less open-minded considering everything he saw in the first two.
What do you make of that fortune teller?
Madame Zazie. Very traditional. Crystal ball, tea leaves, tarot, the usual.
Do you stock these postcards?
Yes, one of our exclusive bestsellers.
Do you supply any of the other shops with these?
No, that's what exclusive means.
Really? I never knew that.
Evidently. How else may I illuminate your path?
Does the name Bruno mean anything to you?
Bruno. No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yes, really.
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. I've never even met anyone called Bruno.
You seem very positive. His tone made me immediately suspicious.
And so what's interesting is that they took the effort to go up on the faces and show the facial animations. And right now, as I'm recording, Mass Effect Andromeda is in a lot of hubbub, a lot of trouble with the gaming community for having very, very awkward and ugly facial animations. I'm not going to say this is good facial animations, but it does go to show that we have been trying for decades to defeat that uncanny valley and make people look natural and animate naturally, and we still have yet to succeed as a video game industry. Although why I say we, I'm not in the video game industry, I'm a video game critic, but they've been trying for decades and they've yet to succeed, although they've done it a lot better in other games.
Something tells me you're not on the level. Who is Bruno? Where can I find him?
I don't know who you're talking about. Now get out of my shop, you annoying man.
Oh, I'll get out. Once you've answered a few questions.
Oh, God. You're not a tax inspector, are you?
Hell no. I may be a lawyer, but I still got a few shreds of pride left.
So do I continue down this thing now that I think Bruno is upstairs?
Are you going to tell me who Bruno is or not?
Not.
Don't forget, you're dealing with a lawyer here.
An American lawyer. I can't see our local Bobby being impressed.
This guy was going to be a tougher nut to crack than I thought.
Let's see. Let's ask about the sounds now.
Hey, there's someone moving around up there.
Nonsense. It's just an old building.
You must think I'm pretty stupid. Bruno's upstairs.
No, he's not.
Toilet flushes upstairs.
I'll give you one last chance to come clean.
Get lost.
I was getting nowhere. This was why I was in patents and not criminal law.
So, here we go.
Hey! Customers are not allowed upstairs.
Right.
So he's upstairs. I just don't, like, I have all these items I could use, but unless I'm gonna beat him to death with the rod, I'm not really certain what I'm supposed to do here.
I thought the star was cute, but I didn't really need it.
So if I come over here and smash it? Nope.
I hadn't come here to send postcards.
And so he's just shaking his head left and right. Maybe if I show this ID.
The rod had been thrown off the inventor's machine in the explosion.
It's interesting you have like double things. Rod doesn't work with anything else though. Like,
The rod had been thrown off the inventor's machine in the explosion. Hi again.
and I guess I can just leave. And is there a trick? Well, there's a trellis. So I know Bruno's up there. I just don't know how to get up there.
Nobody was in. Or maybe they just didn't want to talk to me.
Let's go and talk to this guy.
Good morning.
Oh, that's easy for you to say, isn't it?
Well, yeah, isn't it?
No, sir, it is not.
What's so bad about it, if you don't mind me asking?
You wouldn't understand.
I might.
Not possible, sir. Unless you're a father, and you're not, are you?
Well, no, but how did you know?
How tall is
Look
this
at you.
guy?
Callow face, unfurrowed brow, air of profound...
Or maybe George is really short. This guy has got a good foot on George. Look at how high his boots are, even. Let's ask about this guy.
So just what is it that only a father would understand?
I could tell you, but you wouldn't comprehend.
Try me. I kept sea monkeys once. I mean, how different could it be?
Very well. Are you aware of the annual Glastonbury Popular Music Festival?
The Glastonbury Popular Music Festival? That's one of the most popular music festivals on the Popular Music Festival calendar.
My daughter, Melissa...
The subtitle was
this
wrong
year,
again.
Against my wishes, of course.
You're not a fan, huh?
My dear boy, joining a throng of semi-clad youngsters, gyrating in a mindless hypnotic trance to music which turns their hearts into yo-yos, all the while feasting on hippie fast food, strange alcoholic concoctions, and mind-bending hallucinogenic substances is not my idea of fun.
Whoa, bring it on.
I beg your pardon.
I said, did your daughter enjoy it?
She didn't come back.
Ah, have you told the police?
This isn't a job for the police. Melissa called me to say she wouldn't be coming home. She called from a Glastonbury number. She's still here somewhere. And if she's taken up with someone, well, I've got my Purdy in the Land Rover.
Purdy?
12-bore, double-barrel, vermin for the extermination of...
So he's gonna shoot whoever his daughter's run away with. Let's.
My name's George Stobbart.
We know why he's here now.
Eh? Colonel Buckley, Rutland Lancers, 3rd Battalion, retired.
You know, I had a feeling you might be a soldier.
Can take the fella out of the army, can't take the army out of the fella, eh?
It could have been that. It might also have been the aura of latent violence that surrounded him.
And we got the music playing, so we know that we got some important information there.
Does this ID card mean anything to you?
It's not yours. Never seen the chap. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Then you should hand it in at the police station.
Let's ask him about the postcard.
Recognize this?
Glastonbury Tor.
What do you know about the tour?
Good place to deploy artillery.
Right. Okay, thanks.
What do you know about Madame Zazie?
There's a fortune teller up the street. Maybe you could ask her to help you.
How so?
Well, you know, she could look in the crystal ball and maybe she... Or, tea leaves. She could read tea leaves. Or tarot cards. They got, like, cool little pictures.
You're a rum sort of a fella, aren't you?
That's an interesting shop. The Cosmic Fairy.
Place is full of woolly-minded liberals and frou-frou socialists.
So I guess you won't be opening a charge account there.
Don't be fatuous. But I've got my eye on the place. That Hillage fellow is up to something.
Yes, he is.
What do you think goes on in there?
I've been asking around. He used to rent his spare room out. Claims it's empty now. But I've seen a light on in there after he's gone home.
Maybe the little people are having a poker game.
He's harboring somebody. I bet my wife on it. I'd even bet the dog on it.
Interesting. He cares for his dog more than his wife. Well, boy, is that guy tall. There's just some weird perspective things here that they ran into. This is a kind of common issue in video games even nowadays. Look how tall this lamppost is. It's 20 feet in the air for some reason, which is really, really high. I don't know why you would do that. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.